The PlayStation Store is running yet another awesome sale, this one being the PlayStation Retro Sale, and a ton of great deals are a part of this sale, and best of all, if you're not even a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you're enjoying some very steep discounts on a lot of games that I imagine that some of you guys are missing from your library. It's not the heavy hitters that are on sale, rather those games from years past that you might want to pick up to round out your library. I want to take an in-depth look on this sale. Maybe we'll do another video taking a look at some of the best deals, going over the top 10 or whatever the case may be, as we typically do. But without further ado, let's go over some of them, as there are north of 120 deals. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas isn't seeing a steep discount, but it is 33% off, down to $10.04. Not a bad price on that necessarily, given that $15 for it is already pretty low, but $10.04 for GTA San Andreas. It's one of the more iconic PlayStation 2 games. And if you're a younger gamer and you never checked out GTA San Andreas, maybe you got familiarized with GTA 4, or GTA 5, whatever the case may be, San Andreas is a game that I feel like everybody should go back and play. BioShock The Collection is 75% off for $14.99. What a great deal on this. This, of course, includes BioShock 1, BioShock 2, as well as BioShock Infinite. As far as which of those games are the best, BioShock Infinite I'm a little bit partial to. I love the setting of the game, I love the atmosphere, love the visuals, had some of the best first-person shooting gameplay that you're gonna come across. BioShock 1 is also tremendous, and it's usually viewed upon that BioShock 2 is the weakest among the series, but I thought that was a very good game as well. All three of those games essentially $5 a piece. That is an awesome buy, so would definitely recommend that. Castlevania Requiem, Symphony of the Night, and Rondo of Blood is 40% off for $12. That's a pretty good price. I do believe that this is the cheapest this has been. Symphony of the Night is one of the more iconic Castlevania titles, and Rondo of Blood is good in its own right. $12 for both of those. Given that this is a relatively recent release, I would say that it's a quality pickup. Batman Return to Arkham is 60% off, down to $7.99. This, of course, includes Batman Arkham Asylum as well as Batman Arkham City. Arkham City, to me, is the best game in the Arkham franchise. It really has all of the great elements of Arkham Knight, being that it's this vast open world, but also retains the great storytelling that was in Arkham Asylum. I do think that's the best game. And Arkham Asylum in its own right is a very good game as well. $8 for both of those is really good. Psychonauts is 75% off for $2.49. Given that Psychonauts 2 is on the horizon, now might not be a bad time to check out that. Bully is 40% off for $8.99. I love this game. I thought it had such a great premise. Hopefully at some point in our lifetime we will see a sequel and a follow-up title to Bully. I think a Bully 2 would be something gamers would be all over, but all these years later and we're still left to just play the first one. Hopefully at some point we'll get Bully 2. Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, is down to $5.99. Destroy All Humans 2 is 80% off for $3.99. The first game is also $3.99. Don't know if I would necessarily recommend those games at this point, given that the remake is on the way, but nonetheless wanted to give those a shout. Devil May Cry HD Collection and the Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition bundle is down to $11.24, so this is really good. This includes Devil May Cry 1, 2, 3, and 4. All of those for $11.24 is a pretty good buy, even though Devil May Cry 1 to 3 and even 4 at this point does have its aging issues. I mean, those games, you can tell that they were made a while back, Devil May Cry 4 being the most recent out of all of these games, and even that title is north of 11 years old. And then when you look at DMC 1, 2, and 3, of course, those games are pretty old, but they still are decent action games. At the time, they were tremendous outside of DMC 2. But for $11.24, if you played through DMC 5, you enjoyed it so much, and you want to go back and play through the other games, for this price, I think it's a pretty good pickup. Wipeout the Omega Collection is 60% off, down to $7.99, quite possibly the most underrated PlayStation 4 exclusive, and this game has an awesome PlayStation VR component as well. If you do have the VR headset, this game is enhanced even more, but $7.99 for an awesome arcade racer here. This includes all the content from Wipeout 2048, Wipeout HD, as well as Wipeout HD Fury, and what that means is you got an awesome arcade racer here for $7.99. It is a great buy, and I give that a strong recommendation. Unfortunately, the studio behind these, I believe Sony Liverpool, has gone defunct, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but now for $7.99, Wipeout Omega Collection is a great buy. Definitely give it a look. Darksiders War Mastered Edition is down to $3.99. That's 80% off. Great buy on that. That is Darksiders 1, and I thought Darksiders 1 was pretty good. Of course, at this point, we have Darksiders 2, which is also on sale. That's 80% off for $5.99, so not a bad buy there. I also do see Grand Theft Auto Vice City down to $8.99. That's 40% off. Vice City is another one of those iconic PlayStation 2 titles, so to have it on the PlayStation 4, that's definitely not bad. Zone of the Enders, the second runner, Mars, is 50% off for $14.99. That's really good. I always wanted to see a another Zone of the Enders title. A Zone of the Enders 3 would have been awesome. Unfortunately, I don't think that's gonna happen at this point until some major reconcilement happens, but $14.99 for the second runner isn't bad, and it's a great remake of Zone of the Enders 2, and we don't get a lot of great mech games these days, so this one definitely fills a nice void. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is 50% off, down to $19.99. That's been received incredibly well. You guys know what that's all about. Crash 1, 2, and 3, done for the PS4, and they look better than ever. You do have all of the other Jak titles on sale. Jak 3 is $5.99, and they have the Jak bundle, and that is $15.99. That includes Jak 1, 2, 3, and Combat Racing, so not bad there. Sonic Mania is 25% off, down to $14.99. Would have liked to see that a little bit cheaper, but nonetheless a pretty good buy there. Spyro Reignited Trilogy is 35% off for $25.99. Obviously, that is awesome as well. Much like the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, this encompasses the first 3 Spyro games. They look better than ever on the PlayStation 4, and comparatively speaking to Crash, I feel like the enhancements made to Spyro are even stronger than those of Crash. Crash was already really great, and it was made better with the trilogy, but Spyro is taken to another level, and I hope, given the success of these 2 trilogies, that at some point we do see new games in both of those IPs, because I think the fandom is still very much alive for both of those titles. And if you're one of the few that have yet to check out either of those trilogies, they do have a bundle with Spyro and Crash. That's down to $41.24, so you get 6 games there, a decent amount of content, and a great price with all of that. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered is 60% off for $15.99. Recently a Plus game, but if you've been eager to check that out, there you have it. Okami HD, 20% off for $15.99. Shadow of the Colossus, 35% off for $12.99. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen is 30% off for $20.99. Unfortunately, it was even cheaper during the Capcom Publisher Sale, as was Okami HD, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but nonetheless a pretty good deal. Dark Cloud 2 is 50% off for $7.49. That is a gem of a PlayStation 2 JRPG, a great game and a substantial improvement over Dark Cloud 1. Done by Level 5, the guys that also brought you the Ni no Kuni titles, White Knight Chronicles. They did a really good job with that, so I'd give that a recommendation. Owlboy is 40% off for $14.99. That is one of the more underrated games this generation. An awesome platformer. Does come in at a hefty price. It was released at $25, and maybe that was already a little bit too high, but now at $15, I think it's a great buy. Rogue Galaxy, another gem of a PlayStation 2 JRPG, is down to $7.49. Definitely would give that a recommendation. Great title there. Dark Cloud 1 is also available for $7.49. Dark Souls Remastered is down to $23.99. Dragon's Crown Pro is 50% off for $14.99. What a great deal on that. That, of course, is a Vanillaware title, much like games like Muramasa the Demon's Blade, as well as Odin Sphere. Dragon's Crown is a very artistic 2D action RPG. Great visuals there. Pretty good story. And Dragon's Crown Pro makes the overall game even better. Journey, a PlayStation 3 exclusive ported to the PS4, is 50% off for $7.49. Great buy on that. Mark of the Ninja Remastered is 50% off for $9.99. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy is 20% off for $23.99. Really good buy on that. That is a pretty recent release. The heftier price point kind of makes sense. Prototype Biohazard Bundle is actually getting cheaper. That includes Prototype 1 and 2, 70% off for $14.99. I believe initially this dropped at $49.99, which was just absurdly priced. Some of those Activision ports on PlayStation 4 are just crazy priced, but this one now down to $14.99. Prototype is one of those games that I don't feel like a lot of people talk about. The first Prototype game had the unfortunate fate of being released right around the same time as Infamous, and I remember back in 2009 there was that big superhero game battle, and it's pretty much a formality that Infamous was the better game, but Prototype is a good game in its own right, and to get both of those titles for $15, that's definitely not bad. Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered Edition, god I hate that title, but it is a fantastic Red Faction title, 50% off for $14.99. It's an awesome open world game with a lot of destructibility. The story is a little bit cliche, but nonetheless, $15 for that is really good if you want to go in, have a lot of fun, wreak some havoc. Red Faction Guerrilla will definitely offer you that. Shenmue 1 and 2 is down to $17.99. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is down to $12.49, which is pretty good. A bunch of Neo Geo titles are on sale as well. Axiom Verge is down to $9.99. Hitman HD Enhanced Collection. This is another one that had an absurd price when it released at $60, but now it's down to $23.99. Includes Hitman Blood Money as well as Hitman Absolution. I thought Absolution was kind of underrated. So both of those titles for $24, still kind of expensive, but definitely better than the initial $60 price point. Indigo Prophecy is 50% off for $7.49. That's definitely a great buy. Stardew Valley is 20% off for $11.99, and Tomb Raider Definitive Edition is 80% off for $5.99. Yakuza Kiwami 2 is 50% off for $24.99, so that's a great buy as well, and a bunch of other deals are available too. Not gonna go over everything. Actually, one final deal that I do want to mention, Yakuza Kiwami, 50% off for $9.99, so that is probably the cheapest I've seen that game for, but a ton of great deals available. A lot of games that I'm sure you guys don't have in your library. Again, you don't have the heavy hitters here. You don't have like games like Sekiro, games like Devil May Cry 5, Resident Evil 2, whatever the case may be, but you do have a lot of those older titles that saw PlayStation 4 remasters, they saw ports on the PS4, and games that are just generally a little bit older and a little bit more dated, but great games nonetheless. So that's gonna conclude this video. Let us know what you're picking up as a part of this sale, and do be on the lookout for a more in-depth overview of this sale. That's gonna conclude this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.